Not too long ago, I was the fat guy who was afraid to take off his shirt. I was terrified of people seeing my fat body. And not only was I fat, but I was also very skinny in my arms. And this was because I didn't have any muscle mass whatsoever. I hated my skinny fat body and I made it my goal to build as much muscle as possible. Fast forward to today, and while I haven't yet reached my main goals, I can proudly say that I've built enough muscle to confidently take my shirt off with no hesitation. Building muscle is not an easy process, but it is a lot simpler than most people make it out to be. And if I could go back and give my past self advice to build muscle the fastest way possible, I would say that there are only 3 main things that you need to get right in order to build muscle fast. Starting with number 1. Understand how muscle is built. As a beginner, for a long time, I would come to the gym and just use as much equipment as possible, thinking I would actually see progress. Of course, I didn't. I remained the same. And the reason was because I did not understand how muscle was actually made. Building muscle isn't magic. It's a biological process of our bodies adapting to the stress that we put on it when we lift heavy weights. Muscle grows through progressive overload. When you challenge your body by lifting heavy weights, specifically in the 6 to 12 rep range, your muscles break down, but after you rest, the body restores and repairs the muscles, strengthening them, making them stronger and bigger. Now, if everything I said doesn't make sense to you, don't worry, let me put it in simpler terms. You need to build muscle to get an attractive physique. You build muscle by lifting a weight that is hard for you to do 10 reps. You continue to lift this weight and then you rest to recover. Do this until the weight becomes an easy weight for you. Now you have 2 options. You can either increase the weight or increase the number of reps past 10, but it's probably going to be a combination of the 2. This process of lift, rest, and increase is called progressive overload. The goal is to repeat this process of progressive overload for several months, and the result is you will not only get stronger, but you also have bigger muscles. Abs, biceps, triceps, back, chest, legs, it's all the same. That is how you build your muscles. 2. Choosing the right exercises to build muscle. We know you need to lift weights to build muscle, but to actually see results, you can't just randomly lift weights. You have to choose the right exercises. This is so you see the best results as fast as possible. Personally, the best exercises that help me build my physique are compound exercises. The reason why compound exercises work so well is because they use multiple muscles at once. So if you are a beginner at the gym and you have no idea where to start with just these 4 exercises: the bench press, the pull-up or the lat pull-down, squats, and lastly, leg raises or crunches. Then to grow your arms, you do curls for biceps and extensions for triceps. These are the best exercises to start with at the gym and they will build you the most muscle. And 3, tracking your lifts. This is what makes the difference between people who are wasting time at the gym and people who actually see results. You know that guy that has been going to your gym for months, if not years, but they look exactly the same. The reason is because they do not track their lifts. Here's the thing. You need progressive overload to build muscle. But in order to do that, you need to have an idea of how strong you are for each exercise. Let's say you want to build a defined aesthetic back. So you do pull-ups. Now imagine you can only do 8 pull-ups in a row and you can't do any more after that. What that means is that in order for you to see progress, you have to push yourself to try and do past 8 pull-ups. So try and go for 9 or 10. But if you come to the gym and just do any number that you felt like that day, then you are actually not progressing, and even worse, you are literally wasting your time at the gym. So in order for you to avoid that and actually see progress, you need to make sure to start tracking your lifts. This is the number of sets, the number of reps, and the weights that you are using for each exercise. You can either use a book or you can use an app on your phone. Me personally, I use an app called Strong. It's available on iPhone and Android. The interface is so user-friendly, and on top of all that, it's free to use. You can easily record your exercises, your sets, your reps, and the weights that you use. I personally use this app and I always recommend it to anybody who actually wants to start seeing progress in the gym. If you want a tutorial video of exactly how to use the Strong app, let me know below in the comments. So let's go over everything again. 1, you need to understand how muscle is built. 2, you need to choose the right exercises. And 3, you need to track your lifts. Mastering these 3 things was what helped me build muscle and transform my physique. But I just want to quickly add 2 bonus tips. The first is to have proper nutrition. What you eat is literally fuel for your body. It determines whether you are losing fat and you are building muscle. So make sure to avoid junk food and excessive sugar. Always remember to eat a good amount of protein. And lastly, please remember to be patient. Honestly, if you ask me, in my experience as a coach, it's not that building muscle is hard. You are probably already doing the right thing. The problem is most people just aren't patient enough for them to actually start seeing results. Please do not be like most people. Seriously, the time is going to pass anyway. The best thing you can do is keep your head down and just keep doing what you are doing, and the results will speak for themselves. Real quick, if you thought this video was helpful, then you should check out my Body Fat to Six Pack program. This program is just a series of videos that I explain what you need to know on how to build muscle and lose fat. And I went into extreme detail talking about what to eat and what to avoid for fat loss, the mindset you need to lose fat, when to eat, workout programs with examples both for the gym and for working out at home, how to properly track your progress both for working out and for your meals. And at the end of all these videos, I also made a detailed meal plan and ebooks for everything else that you need. Literally everything that you need to go from having excessive body fat to having a six-pack, just exactly how I did it. If you're interested, then the link to the program is in the description. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me directly on Instagram and comment any video ideas that you would like me to make a video on, and I will make that as soon as possible. Wishing you guys an amazing body transformation. It's Coach OJ. Peace.